Tonight's world premiere of Word on the Streets is sponsored by the Medicinal Garden Kit. What's the most important thing missing from your backyard? Your own natural pharmacy. Imagine having 10 powerful medicinal plants, like natural painkillers, wound healers, and immune boosters, right outside your door. This kit, created by biologist and survival expert Nicole Appelian, gives you everything you need to get started. It includes over 4,800 premium seeds and a step-by-step guide to turn them into natural remedies. Go from relying on pills to harnessing nature's power for pain, colds, fevers, and more. This is your chance to invest in your health and self-reliance. Your lifelong backyard pharmacy is just a click away. Visit the link below to get your medicinal garden kit tonight.
Tonight, on the world premiere, Word on the Streets, we're flipping the script on success. If you've ever hit the goal and still felt empty, if the applause fades and anxiety creeps in, this show is for you. We're diving deep into the mind of the anxious achiever, the one who looks like they've made it, but secretly wonders if they're enough. From hustle culture's toxic grip to imposter syndrome in the boardroom, we're unpacking why achievement often feels fraudulent and how to reclaim your worth from metrics, comparison, and burnout. You'll get real tools, real stories, and a new scorecard for fulfillment. This isn't just a show, it's a turning point. Stay locked in. Your peace, your power, your enoughness starts right here. Greetings and welcome to the world premiere Word on the Streets. We're live every Thursday at 7:30 Central Standard Time. Don't miss out. After a week full of noise, constant confusion, and distraction, this is the show that cuts through the clutter. It's the hour of the week where real talk meets real truth. We bring conversations that challenge the status quo and stir something deeper in the soul. This isn't just commentary, it's clarity, purpose, and elevation. When you tune in, you're not just watching, you're waking up. A place where common sense still matters and lives. So, ladies and gentlemen, make no mistake, this is the world premiere Word on the Streets. And now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment we've all been waiting for. Put your hearts and hands together for the man who discovered his purpose and lives it loud, Larry Extraordinaire Moulton. And Mr. Gotta Get Your Mind Right and Open Your Eyes to the Blind Truth, the motivator himself, the amazing Keith Fletcher. And the man who brings clarity to chaos with the voice of reason you can't ignore, the one and only Mr. Vincent Craig. Make no mistake, there is no word without our host. Welcome to the movement. Welcome to the message. Welcome to the world premiere, Word on the Streets.
And good evening once again, everybody. Yes, sir. We are so excited. We are so happy to be back, friends. We missed you all last week, but we are back and we are excited to be back with you. Friends, I miss you all, but more than missing you all, I miss these two guys right here in front of you. You all know who I'm talking about. The one and only, friends. The amazing Keith Fletcher. The brother who go on live 3 and 4 times a week on Facebook. And then you can also find him on his own YouTube channel called The Blind Truth. Ladies and gentlemen, give some love and show some love to the amazing Mr. Keith Fletcher.
What up, what up, what up?
And friends, just like Sweet Melody, the man who brings just so much common sense to chaos. Y'all know him by now, friends. I'm talking about the one and only the one and only, the man with the silk voice, Mr. Vincent Craig. Show him some love.
What's going on, everybody?
And friends, I am extraordinaire, and I'm so excited to be here with y'all. Let's chop it up, brothers. Let's chop it up.
Hey, hey,
Friends, we got a topics on in front of us talking about the anxious achiever. And, before we dive into that, I just want to say thank you to both of you all for allowing me to spend some time with my fraternity brothers. We had a reunion, 50 years in the making at the University of Louisiana, and we all came home. Everybody came back. About 88% of them came back, and just we reunited, and it was nothing but love on top of love on top of love. And I want to thank both of you gentlemen for allowing me to have that moment in time in my life to reunite with my chapter brothers. I really appreciate you all so very much. But having said that, friends, let's get it on, man. Why don't y'all just let's dive in. Let's talk about this thing. Let's talk about the anxious achiever, bro. What that mean? Who gonna cut the cake first? Who want to slice first?
I can go ahead. I can go ahead
Go
and
right ahead, brother.
speak. First of all, welcome back, extraordinaire. Good
Thank
to
you, sir.
see you on here. Good to see you on here, Keith. I want to say thank you to all that will be tuning in if you haven't tuned in already, as well as if you catch this after the show, just to be happening. And just if you hear about it and someone told you about the show, thank you for joining. Thank you for watching this, and hit that like button, please. Uh, for me, man, when I look at it, the anxious achiever, I think for me it starts from childhood because we always want to be better than our parents, or our parents want us to be better than them, right? Like I tell my children, the goal is for you to be happy, be a good citizen, have dreams, try to live your dreams. Uh, some of us get anxious about that and get kind of nervous, right? Because we say we're ready, 17, 18. Oh, I can't wait to get out. Then when we get out, and it's like the reality hits us of, that safety net is gone, or not gone, but it's like, we're out on our own now. Our parents will continue to give us that support and things that we need. But to me, I was anxious to, prove a lot of people wrong. Think, I had a chip on my shoulder, coming up in the South Dallas area, having that chip on my shoulder, being a skinny kid, I always wanted to prove people wrong, not having a consistent father figure there at the house. I had them in spurts. But it's for me, I was more focused on trying to prove people wrong and for things that I didn't have, instead of just focusing on the dreams and what I really wanted. In a sense, like I followed my dreams. Some of them didn't work out. Then I had to go to plan B, as we always say, have this plan, have that plan. Uh, but then after you achieve those things, you kind of sit back and say, okay, was I doing this because, again, trying to prove somebody wrong, or was I really doing this because I wanted to? And sometimes life forces you to, I don't want to say take certain jobs, but when you're trying to survive as a young man, your tendency is to, to put food on the table, try to survive. So it's a two-sided coin to that. Yeah. So
Well, with me, man, it's crazy how this show came. I was trying to relate to it, what I'm saying, in my mind. And I got on TikTok the other night, and Deion Sanders was talking, and he was telling this story. And he was telling about how when he went to his first Super Bowl, how his life when he got to his first Super Bowl, he was anxious to do this, anxious to have this. And when he got his first Super Bowl, he said he was the first one off the field, the first one out the locker room, the first one home, the first one in his bed, first Super Bowl. He said his wife told him, like, hey, what's wrong with you? You just won a Super Bowl. You're like, yeah. He said, but it ain't what I thought it was. He said, and then he said, well, okay, it must be I need a second one. He said he did the same thing with his second one. First one off the field, First one in the locker room, first one at home, first one in the bed. He didn't fulfill him. He did all these dreams and aspirations he had for it. And I'm sitting there like on listening to him talk like, Deion Sanders, man, he's the man, he's one of my big heroes in football. And I'm not believing what he's saying. I believe in it, but I'm like, I'm shocked at the things he's saying, the accomplishments he made. And he started telling you about how all these things have, but he was being pulled by the people. He had to please a lot of people, man. And he was saying how he damn near killed himself. He made this one point that, he created prime time, he created Dion. And he said when he was trying to, commit suicide, he said he was sitting on the side of the road and he said about to do it and the police pulled up to him. Knocked on the car, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. He said the man say, "Oh man, prime time, can I get your autograph?" And he said, "Man, he ain't looking at me like, why are you on the side of this road?" He just worried about it. So he went to another spot. Police pulled up again, knocked on his window. "Oh man, prime time Deion Sanders. Man, what you did? Hey, let me get your autograph." He said after that, he drove off a 4-foot cliff. He couldn't deal with all the stuff that he said, the person that I was, that I created, man, that I was, he said, anxious to be, all these pleasing, had to please everybody. So when he was talking about this, I started looking at my life. Growing up, I never really cared about pleasing nobody because I didn't know really what I wanted to do. I didn't know what was success. I was just there. I was just trying to survive. You know what I'm saying? I look at it, you know what I'm saying? Trying to say, like I said, my mama told me at 13 that I got to get out the house. I was like, what I'm gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Then she said, "Hey, you want to go to college? You want to?" I'm just saying, "Okay, I'm gonna go to college." I ain't on. I'm just like I said, I was just floating around, and it wasn't nothing about proving nothing to nobody till I got divorced. When I got divorced, I had to prove something. When my wife was with another man, I had to prove something. I'm like, I got to show them. You know what I'm saying? And that's when the anxiety kicked in with me. Now I got to prove to somebody that I was worthy. I got to prove to somebody I was a good husband, I was a good father, I'm better than this other man. And that's when this thing started spiraling for me and started trying to prove it. I had to realize when I got to a point, it was a problem because I kept burning out. I kept failing. I kept doing these things. And so when I heard Dion, I understood at my low level, I understood what anxiety caused because I'm trying to prove something. I'm trying to be this person that I'm not. And then I had to realize, you get to a point like I get older that I was doing it to myself. I didn't even know what was successful then. I didn't know what I really wanted to be, who I wanted to be, what. I was just wearing a mask for somebody else or something, a situation in my life that caused me to be some type of way, that caused me to be anxiety. But now I'm all the time. Now I'm trying to rush. I'm trying to chase something that I don't even know what I was chasing. And that's what Dion was saying. He was chasing something that he only know what he wanted to chase. He was chasing things because what other people put in front of him, what other people thought about him. And he was saying he was in the car before he jumped. He said him and Dion was in the passenger side, Prime was driving. He said, "Man, where you going?" He said, "Hell, I done took you every day, everywhere else with me. I took you to the Super Bowl, 2 Super Bowls. I took you." He just started saying, he said, "Well, I'm about to take you over the cliff with me."
Wow.
He said, and he took him. But he said, and he survived the 40-foot cliff. He said, "Man, he said, I just can't believe I survived it," but he survived it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying anxiety and all this stuff can take us somewhere that we don't want to be. We chasing something that we don't even know what we chasing. You know what I'm saying? And he was at the prime time. He was at the pinnacle of, success that we would say. But in him, he said he was miserable. To commit suicide at that man, Deion Sanders, unbelievable, unheard of. You know what I'm saying? But that success and that anxiety of being something that he wanted to please everybody. He was the man. He said, I had the women. I had to dress a certain way. I had all the persona, and that's what me when I got divorced and I had to prove I lost everything. Now I got to get it back. I got to show them I'm a man. I got to show them I'm better. I got to show now. That's when the clock started ticking. So that's what I see it as anxiety. I'm saying that I got from there.
Yeah. And that was a powerful illustration, and it hits straight in the heart of this conversation. Friends, if this is your first time tuning in to world premiere Word on the Streets, we just want you all to know that we talk about deep subject like this every week, every show. I mean, every show we cut through the fat and we get to the heart of these conversations. We really do. And in doing so, oftentimes we bare ourselves nakedly right before your eyes because it means just that much to us to get across to you that there is help. And getting to the help part of it is just like AA and everything else. We have to disrobe ourselves. We have to get to a point where we are willing to take the mask off. And if it's any consolation to your friends, look, 60% of people all over the world is dealing with this issue. That means for every 10 people you see walking around, that means six of them are feeling or have felt similar to that of Deion Sanders. And which is why we say so often, you got, man, lady, you find someone that you can have a safe harbor with, someone that you can really, some connection you can have. Because when you're on that island solo by yourself, your thoughts, your mind can do some dangerous things with you and have you do some dangerous things to yourself when you're on that island alone. I promise you. I can identify with so much of what both of you gentlemen said, especially what you said, Fletcher. And you know as well as anyone how often I am reaching out to you and you are constantly feeding me, constantly pouring in my cup because in my in my achievement in life, everything I do, well not everything, that's an overstretch, but a lot of what I do, it's a big deal until I do it. Then after it's completed, then it's nothing. And I go to another thing, and Fletcher's constantly in my ear saying, "No, man, you need, what happened to the hype you felt before you made that?" So it's a constantly thing that we all have to be mindful of. But imagine if I didn't have someone outside of myself. You see how what I'm saying? How you could get lost in yourself by yourself. Somebody pick that up, please.
Well, I'm gonna say what I see, man. Like with you, you're a creator, man. Extraordinaire could create something in a minute. And like I say, Dion had that talent, and it was easy to him. I ain't never been no creative, man. I'm a talker. I could talk. I could do this. I feel I could try. I would try anything. So creating and being in that position, I just think some people so close to they doing, they just think it's normal. Like it's easy to you to see it. Like Dion, man, it was so easy to him to play football, play corner, everything. He played baseball. The stuff came easy to him, and it was simple to him. Just like with you, it was simple to you. But somebody on the outside looking in, that's when you need somebody to say, "Hey, man, wait a minute, hold up. Did you see what you just did? Nah, man. Hey, let's celebrate that moment for a moment. Let's be in the moment. Let's be right here, right now, in the moment." And I think that's a lot of problem that we so fast to get to the future not to have to play in that moment. I celebrate yourself in that moment. You know what I'm saying? You own to the next, you own to your kids, you own to the job, you own to the next thing. And I think that's the problem right there. We don't get to celebrate those things, those little wins, you know what I'm saying, to take that moment and celebrate yourself. Ain't no matter what nobody else, to be alone, to learn yourself. I think that what works for me. I know me, it took me to realize that I'll owe this to myself. You know what I'm saying? And we've been trained, in my mind, the wife, the kids, all these other things come before you, man. All these other things you put on your shoulder, and all these things is what about you? You know what I'm saying? What about you at this moment, what you have, and just celebrate that goal, writing that goal down and moving forward when you decide to. Not when the world say, when you're ready to. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I get out of extraordinary.
I'm glad you were able to. I'll piggyback off what you said in the beginning when you start talking extraordinary. we as men, we don't open up ourselves like we're doing on this platform here. We don't
Yes.
just strip down naked because there's a lot of pride, there's a lot of ego, and risk. A lot of people are scared of what people are going to think. But after you get to the mature stage of not really caring about what people think, and I've had to correct myself when I say not caring about what people think, not caring about what the wrong people think. I care about what the right people think, but not what the wrong people think. Because I used to throw that out so freely. Oh, I don't care what nobody think. I
Yeah.
do, but at the same time, we have to invade people's space at times and ask them those true questions: Are you okay? Are you good? I'm listening to Keith talking about extraordinary being the creator and Dion, and and I look at my youngest, and Keith is witnesses because he's seen him over the years. Natural athlete, pick up a baseball bat, knock it out the park, pitch 80, 85 miles an hour, can shoot basketball, football. He's a natural athlete. But right now, I have to be caught. I have to continually check on his mental because I see him navigating towards stuff to release the endorphins and the adrenaline because he's not playing sports. So he'll gravitate towards the sports betting because there's an adrenaline rush with it, right? So we got to check and be mindful of where they're at while also trying to seek and counsel them because even some of the conversations that we've had, he says he doesn't want him to think he's a disappointment because of what he didn't do. But then on the flip side of it, he's like, I could see he's taking these jobs and it's like he's not as happy, but he's pushing through and he's working it out, right? So I got to be mindful, still encourage him, still push him, hold him accountable at the same time, right? Because I don't want him living kind of like for what other people want you to be or want you to do. So even though when you see someone that has talent, whether it be even Keeson, both of his sons, all of them. I see that natural ability, and sometimes it takes someone from the outside to come and talk and pour into that person because they've heard the parents say it so many times to where it's like they've kind of muted and it's like a deaf ear, right? So I have to be mindful that although I don't want to lower the standard for my sons, I still have to make it understandable that it's their life, it's their dream. It's my job to support them where they're at and encourage them while checking on their mental space because a lot of us will get in that hole and we'll pretend like we're okay while trying to live for others, what we call people pleasing in a sense, but we still have to push through, right? I'm a witness to that. I wanted to play football coming out of high school, didn't quite work out. Can't go to college wearing $125 playing wide receiver. Not it. Nah, that's not gonna work. So I had to push to the next thing. My sister was modeling, and I'm like, okay, let me try that. Right. Again, it's something that I wanted to do because it wasn't pushed on me. Right. Sometimes as parents, we have a tendency to push, but then we don't know when to stop because the kid isn't really into it. So, and again, this is where we get with that why success feels like a fraud. Everyone wants to be a star, but everyone doesn't want to put in the work. And like he said, everyone think all that glitz and glamour is okay, but when people have reached that pinnacle and it's like, okay, is this it? I thought it was supposed to be better than that. And it's like, and it's not. And it's like, okay, I did all this, I invested all this, and it's like, okay, what's next? So I have to just be mindful and hear people out without actually judging them and just meeting them where they are with the support. Because sometimes people just want to talk, people just want you to listen. But at the same time, I'm going to give you a certain amount of time to vent and talk. But my job is if the spirit moves me, okay, now what are we going to do about it? Because we know where you're at, and now we know where you're not at. So let's move forward. So.
Jensen. Uh, and a lot of time we like addict for that dopamine, man. It's like, it's a certain feel you get out of something, and that's a false. It's a false feeling, but we keep searching for that certain high you get out of getting something accomplished. And but the high is temporary. So when it goes down, you want to get that feel again. Go ahead on, Fletcher.
Yeah, that dopamine again, like with me, man, too. And I guess because I got older, you know what I'm saying, when I got divorced and that proving something to somebody, I just never, it never hit me. Like, come here, Shornell said, you know, I know Shornell, I'm going to tell a little piece, let him explain it. Shornell told me one time he wrote a check to himself when he was young. I'm like, and it blew my mind, like, man, like, I was impressed, like, to have that the thought about yourself to say, man, this is what I wanted. I never had that. So, you know, when I hear like, you know, I like listening to people that have been successful. I like to listen to like millionaires and hear they story, like what did they originate from? How did they get that? So with me, I look back on my life, you know, I tell my boys all the time, the best person to take care of you is the old you is the young you. So I'm older now and I look at myself and say, dang, I missed some opportunities. You know what I'm saying? I missed some things that I wasn't aware of. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see the whole world. I saw pieces. You know what I'm saying? Just in my little small vision, I missed so much. You know, and I, you know, trying to figure it out now and see it. I gotta like have patience because now I see things. I'm like you say, the anxiety, I got to control it. You know what I'm saying? That's where you learn to be patient. You know, you hear it in the Bible, you hear it spiritually. Do you really have patience? And that's what it is, controlling my patience. But while you're doing something, not just going in circles, waking up, you know, I say it all the time. I get up in the morning, I do the same habits over and over to deal with my patience, to deal with my anxiety. Because, man, I want to rush things, and am I really ready for those things? You know what I'm saying? Do I get to that point that I overwhelm it? You know, I'm older now. I can't handle stress as I had when I was younger. You know, I got to do it a different way. So I'm constantly checking myself, constantly checking my goals, and then seeing if I'm moving. But if I'm moving too fast, then I'm just realizing the biggest part, just enjoy the journey, the good, the bad, the ugly. But all this stuff is the journey. And I just try to stay where I'm at in the moment and try to fix it and stay in that moment daily. And I said all the time, all I'm trying to do is be better than yesterday, do more than yesterday, so I can have more than yesterday. You know what I'm saying? So not to overwhelm myself. But that's what works for me. And for me, for my son, man, I'm talking to him, telling him, you know, because like I said, the world can tell you behind. The world can say you're supposed to be here, you're supposed to be there. And I tell them all the time, the world don't dictate nothing. You dictate where you're supposed to be. I say, because you be somewhere now, 10 years, and then it take you and be behind, and then 3 to 5 years, you
Right.
back up. It's all about how you decide. But all you need is one great idea.
And Keith is freezing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
froze.
he just froze up. Just
There we go.
You got it?
Yeah,
yeah,
like
yeah. Say that. Say whatever you
say
said.
that last 10 seconds back.
I say I just try to with my kids. I just try to give them that point to say, don't let the world, like you said in the Bible, it said, don't be of this world. Don't let the world dictate what you want to be. Even when it don't, take everything, the good, the bad, the ugly, the failures. I take, man, the failures is a part of it too. Now, don't let it get laid all up in and drawn in the failures. That's part of it. That's a part of it. Just get up. You know what I'm saying? That's the part that you went through. Get up. I was talking to my homeboy. And I'm going along, and he had went through something. I was telling him, he like, man, you know, I messed up. I said, no, man, you didn't mess up. You learned something. And I'm saying, this somebody that's grown, that's older, dude. You learned something. Now, show you something. You can take what you learned. Somebody gonna pay you for learning that they don't have to fail from that. Somebody gonna pay you to say,
So
hey,
you don't lose.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like you look at the glass, not half empty, you look at it half full. You went through that, so somebody else don't have to go through that. But they gonna cost you to get to save them from going through that. Come on, man. Hey, that's how I look at it, man. It's just looking at life different than what it was, man. Not you know what I'm saying, not just taking responsibility of what happened and moving forward and looking at, like I said, the moment, everything, the good, the bad, the ugly. It all in the journey, all works together. All works for the good, man.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And I think the thing that's helped me out, and I think Keith can attest to this because this has helped him out through his health issues that he's had. If it hadn't have been for us being active in the gym, there's no telling where we would be
That's that
because
help.
the
Yeah.
gym has really solidified and given us a foundation of knowing how to fight through stuff. And because like Keith, like I've seen Keith and Keith has seen me, I don't really work out with people. And I've had partners that have tried to work out, but they talk too much, and I'm there to work. So it's like,
Yeah.
Keith will tell you when I'm in the gym, I'm in the gym. Right? That's my time. That's my space. That's my sanity. We have to find an outlet, and we have to find a community of people that's gonna assist and help us out. But I know Keith can put a stamp on this because it's like that's and it's not for everybody, right? You have to know where you are. I think the most encouraging thing that I've ever seen is when I was able to be by myself
Yeah.
because when I wasn't, I was always flipping women. With one out one, with one out. Next one, next one, next one, next one, next one. Never had any time to really just get to know myself. And it's like, you know what? I'm damaged goods because I don't even know what it's like to be by myself and enjoy myself. We have to realize who we are. And it takes some alone time to actually figure that out. Because again, if I'm not good, like I have to get right for me because it damaged me is not good for anybody. And that's the trail that I left throughout my younger age because of some of the traumas that I was dealing with. And it's like, again, thankful for just being able to just work out, have that alone time, get that stress, get that dopamine. We as individuals need that, right? We need some way, shape, or form, right? We're addicts to something in a sense. Am I addicted to the gym? Not as much as I used to be back then, but it's still part of my everyday routine and regimen. Show me your routine, and I'll show you a successful person.
Yeah. Can I speak on this extraordinary?
Go right on, brother.
I know we're getting serious, but I got to tell this story. Like Vince said, I am a gym rat. I love the gym, and I had certain workout partners. So I had a partner. We work out, and he always was late. He always was there, And then when we get in there, he want to talk. So he come in and he want to talk about his problems. And he come in, he started telling me. So this one day I'm tired. I said, hey man. He said, hey man. I said, man, the dude, he a real Christian. He real a Christian and love the Lord. Always, thank you, Lord, thank you, Jesus. So this day he come in. I said, hey
I
man.
know who you're talking about.
Yeah. So so this day he come in. I say, he started
Come on,
talking.
man. Come on.
Let me say, he started talking. He started telling me his problem. I said, hey man. I said, ask a question. I say, man, don't you go to church every Sunday? Yeah, man. Yeah, I love the Lord. I said, yeah. I said, don't you wake up every morning, you thank God, you pray to God when you get up in the morning. And when I go to bed, yes, Lord, yes, Lord. I said, you go to church on Wednesday too, huh? Yep. They have a revival, you gonna be there at your brother. I sure am, thank you, Jesus. I said, but why the hell are you coming to me? Telling me all your problems, you to talk to the Lord Almighty, and you never, but you come in the gym. I come in the gym to get away from the problems. I come to the gym to say, hey, I'm going to leave it there at the door
Right,
before I come in.
right,
I don't
right,
want to hear it. You done told the
right,
Lord
right.
everything.
No.
If the Lord can't do it, I'm most definitely can do it. I said, let's work out, brother. But that's what I'm saying. I'm like this. I get in the gym. I want to go in there, and that's my mental time. That's my time to release. And everybody, like I said, addict on some things. Other people got other things, but that wasn't me, man. But I laugh about it when he did that. He got mad, but later on he realized I was right, man. You already talked to the Lord, man. Leave it with the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Trust in him. And when he decides for me to talk, he'll let me talk. He'll tell you something, give me something to give to you. But right now he ain't gave me nothing. But let's get these weights. So that's it, man. That's it. That's my stereo on that right there. That funny little thing there.
Hey, folks, before we go to our commercial break, we want to give you an opportunity to subscribe to the world premiere Word on the Streets. All you have to do is click that like button and subscribe. And when you become a member, you will know every time we go live. We go live every Thursday at 7:30 Central Standard Time. But we talk among ourselves and we can pop up and go live at any old time. If and when we do, you will be notified. That's right, friends. So please do, by all means, subscribe to the world premiere Word on the Streets. And if you just tuning in and you missed the first half of this show, we've been talking about the anxious achiever. And so far, we kind of went over the fact that you need to surround yourself with people that will elevate you, that will encourage you, and that will be able to listen to you and point out to you your error where you're missing it at, and perhaps help you to find and see another way. Then we talked about, friends, failure doesn't have to be the end of the road. In failure, as Fletcher and Vincent said, you could become valuable in what you thought or you were thinking as a failure. Your commodity, your stock just went up. Why? Because you can teach somebody else what not to do, what to avoid, the obstacles. Your failure just increased your value. And last and not least, friends, you can do all those wonderful things. Have the right people in your ear. Overcome failing and everything. But if you're 6 feet under, it just does you no good and your family no good and your friends no good. So in order for you to be around longer, you need to take care of your health, your body. And yes, that means
Forward. So grab your journals, lean in, and don't just listen, engage. And if something resonates with you tonight, do us a favor, subscribe, like, and share this message with someone who needs it. Because the conversation we're having is bigger than us. This is the world premiere Word on the Streets.
Today, let's explore the complex relationship between achievement and self-worth, particularly for those of you who identify as anxious achievers. Many of you may feel a sense of emptiness after achieving your goals, struggling with anxiety and imposter syndrome. You're not alone in this. Understanding the roots of anxiety. Hustle culture. Our society glorifies constant productivity, making us feel our value diminishes in moments of rest. This cultural narrative drives us to chase achievement while feeling perpetually behind. Imposter syndrome. How often do you attribute your success to luck? This belief can lead to crippling self-doubt, making it hard to enjoy genuine achievements. Recognizing that many high achievers experience this can help normalize such feelings. Burnout at the finish line. Achieving goals often leaves us feeling emotionally flat as our self-worth gets tied to moving targets. It's vital to redefine what success means to us. Measure success by how aligned you feel and the joy you cultivate rather than external approval. Focus on the effort and resilience you show during the journey instead of just the outcome. Remember, your worth is innate. You are enough simply because you exist. Here are some actionable steps you can take towards change. Engage in process praise in your self-talk. Journal weekly wins, big and small. Reflect on your values before setting new goals. Celebrate joy, not just tasks. Use affirmations like, I am enough even when I rest. Remember, you are enough for who you are becoming, not just what you accomplish.
All right, friends, stay locked in. We're about to go even deeper. And hey, keep those chats coming. Part 2 of The Anxious Achiever, Why Success Feels Like a Fraud, and How to Finally Feel Enough starts now. Let's get into it.
And we're back, friends. We are back. All right. There you go, Mr. Fletcher. You back in view right now.
You're kind of
Friends,
choppy. I don't know if
we want to send some shout out to Selena, who's in the chat room. Thank you, Selena, for participating in the chat room. Also, we see Ladiana just drove up. Thank you too, Ladiana, for joining in. Go ahead on. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead on, Vincent.
No, Keith had disappeared, but then he came back on the stage because his box was out, but he's back. But he kind of fuzzy, like he's choppy. It's not coming as clear.
Who is?
Keith, say something, Keith.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Okay.
now we can. Once
Yes,
you
sir.
lean forward, yeah.
Yes, sir. Who want to kick us off on part 2?
I'll let Keith go.
Can you hear me good?
Yes, sir. Yeah,
Can you hear me good, sir?
Can you like come up
It's
some?
breaking up.
There you go. Well, say
I
something,
don't know
brother.
why my mic ain't working. Hold on. Someone chop.
Friends, while he's getting it together, we are talking about the anxious achiever.
Okay.
And so
Yeah. Perfect.
we've been chopping it up for the better half. Fletcher's having
Sound
some
is chop. Y'all breaking up. It's like you keep.
some difficulty, but he's back now. Uh, Fletcher, if you can hear us, let me hear you say something. Can you hear me speak?
Yeah, y'all sounding choppy. How about me?
We
I
can
hear
hear
you
each
very
other.
clear,
We don't sound. I think it's on your end, Keith.
but we're talking about the anxious achiever, friends. And
All right. Well, I'll go ahead and kick it off, Larry. I think
right,
for me,
go right ahead.
yeah,
Right,
for
because I'm
me,
not.
it's to kind of piggyback off what we were talking about earlier. I think it's just I was anxious to get out the house, anxious to just see the world, anxious to just do everything because I didn't want to. Like I felt like I was growing, right? Is after you get a certain age and you start to bumping heads with like your mom, it's time to go, right? So for me, it was the goal was go to college, get a job, right? The goal wasn't as we're teaching our kids now to learn a skill, be an entrepreneur, own a business, learn all you can, absorb what you can. It's just we're in such a rush as youngsters to become adults, and then as we get older, then we want to turn the clock back and then be young again, in a sense, because we rushed so much to get to that point. And I like what Keith said earlier. I don't know if it was Keith or was it you, Larry, where it was like, we're not taking enough time to enjoy the journey. I remember when I was doing these half marathons, I'm a sprinter. So for me, I was trying to breeze my way through it, like running. Like whenever you're trying to run 13 miles, you can't run full speed the whole time. I'm not Kenyan. I have African blood, right? Because we're African American. But at the same time, I had to stop and it's like, I had to really enjoy the moment of looking at the sceneries,
I
like
hear you,
looking at
brother. I
like
hear
like when
you.
you're running 13 miles, there's a lot that you can see, right? Yes, I had my headset on and I was able to whenever I was running, that's when I did some of my best thinking, right? But again, I was doing it for me. Stop. I was doing it for me, right? Oh, key drop.
Yeah,
So
that's
for me, man, it was just learning how to just stop and smell the roses. And I think as I tell people in corporate, like this on my teams, I was like, let's celebrate these small wins and these small victories, right? We can't eat the elephant all at one chunk. We got to eat it piece by piece, right? So
that's right.
sometimes what we think is failure isn't necessarily failure. There's some lessons to be learned in that to help us get back on track or to come back a different way, right?
That's right.
You see a lot of people when they lose a championship or they get to the Super Bowl, and it's like very very few people. I can say, let's take the Buffalo Bills. They made it to 3 or 4 Super Bowls straight, but it's like they'll always get looked at as the team that didn't win. But how many teams can say that they really got to the Super Bowl 4 times?
That's
Yeah,
right.
straight. Like the ultimate goal is to win the championship, but when you're getting there, like that's half the battle is getting there. Of course, you want to close it out, but it's like again, don't let society dictate what it is that you want to do. You have to figure it out for yourself.
That's right. Fletcher, are you able to join us?
I'm in here, man, but I don't know if I'm breaking up on my end. I'm sorry,
All
man,
right.
because it's chopping
Oh,
on my end.
that's
How
all
y'all? Can you
part
hear me
of it.
good?
Yeah, you
We
sound
can hear
good over
you
here.
good, so you can go ahead and talk properly, Keith.
Right.
Oh, okay. No, like we talking about that anxiety, like say with your kids, man. That's the thing I have. Again, I talk about my childhood.
Oh,
Okay, he
he
just
exited
dropped
again.
again.
Man, I met.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, why
Am I
Fletcher,
breaking up?
You're you're
you
back, but you
you back.
you dropped.
Is it
Well,
breaking up?
no, you're good now.
Now he's
The
off.
thing is, friends, in my situation earlier, I spoke about this thing about dopamine, but let me also add, Vincent, and you could put some meat on this bone, if it registered with you, is that in life, I find that when you are even when you're doing the right things and you're doing it when you're doing it solo, you could get lost, as I said earlier, within your own frame of mind because you could get things accomplished and you would feel as if you haven't done anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so therefore you keep digging that hole deeper, trying to get some meaning and some feeling to what it is that you're doing, or you're trying to get some type of dopamine, some type of meaning of what it is that you're doing. I don't know if you've ever felt that way. I'm trying to navigate to see if Fletcher back.
I'm back, man. Can you hear me?
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah, we hear you and see you.
He's
Man,
coming in clear. So yeah, go ahead, brother.
I had to get on my other internet, man. I'm sorry about that. I don't know what happened. I'm glad I got two. But anyway, nah, man, like we were talking about the anxiety. I'm just getting to the part about my children, when you know better, you try to do better. Me growing up not knowing things, I love saying that on my show on Facebook and YouTube. When you know better, you do better. My people perish for lack of knowledge. I try to pass that knowledge to the young people. Like you said, we would be considered a unc, a bro, a big bro, a elder, whatever you want to call it. I try to be that person to slide in and say, "Hey, young man, you got time. You ain't got to rush. You got moments. You know what I'm saying? All you need is, like I said all the time, what do you really want to be in life? You know what I'm saying? Somebody told me, and it took me years to get this. I'm in my 30s, probably my 40s. This man told me, whatever you want to be in life, go figure it out and do it. And that, I know it sounds simple, but that blew my mind. Like, I really can believe. I didn't believe that can happen. Whatever I want to be in life, just go do it. And he told me what he did, and that changed. That's when I really got into YouTube. That's when I really started studying and saying that I don't have to go to school just to learn this. I don't have to be with somebody. I don't have to be in a box because I wasn't built to be like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't. I learned different from other people. So, and I kept failing because I was trying to do it their way. So it's always more than one way to skin a cat. And that was anxiety with me. Is like, man, I keep feeling I'm behind. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting farther and farther behind, but I'm feeling I'm not this persona of the person that I see other people, but I don't want to look like them. I don't want to talk like them. I want to be me. You know what I'm saying? I know I got to keep some of the edges off. I know I got to clean up, but I still want a part of me in there. And I used to tell my wife all the time, man, I done changed so much, I don't even know who I am no more. You know what I'm saying? I want to leave some of me, you know what I'm saying, in there, So I think that's what it is when you start, and like Vince said it, that take to be by yourself, to know thyself. You got to get to yourself and start understanding yourself and know what you really want in life and what really is success to you. Because success to extraordinary and stress to Vince, all three of us probably see success different. You know what I'm saying? So how I'm going to look at them and say I want to be like extraordinary, how I want to be like Vince. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know myself. So I think that's what a lot of people probably have. I know with me, but it took me to be around different people and being humble to receive that from different people. And a lot of people that came in my life, I said now I realize the Most High download Himself into people, and we have opportunities all the time. But again, I had trust issues. Then I had a lot of things in my childhood that I brought with me. I had baggage with me that prevented me from seeing opportunities, prevented me from seeing things, which made anxiety even more. You know what I'm saying? Again, lack of knowledge. Now I'm anxiety. Now I think somebody out to get me. I used to work at a job, man. It's the most money I ever made. And I used to go to work and I used to think every day they were going to fire me. Why did I think every day they were going to fire me? Because I didn't feel that I was equipped for them. My wife would tell me, man, she would go to, like, we have conventions. We'll go to, my wife would be like, and these people love you. Oh, that's just a game, baby. You don't know what I done made a whole scenario in my head. You don't know what I go through. I'm telling you, they just play that role in front of you. You know what I'm saying? Oh, scenario, that's anxiety.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I can't lose this job. I can't do it. All this stuff I made up in my head. Because I'm saying it's a point like I'm at one of my high pinnacle. I'm like, okay, some of these goals gonna work. Okay, I'm working here. I can do some of these things. Now I done created a whole anxiety. I can't do
Mhm.
the job. You know what I'm saying? Oh, now I'm
Mhm.
gonna be right back. So, like I said, it's so much that, again, spending time with yourself. You got to know yourself, man, to beat those. That's what I try to tell my sons and young men. Like, hold up, wait a minute. When they doing this, that ain't what happening. Why do you think that's happening? Let's just stop and think about it. Why they out to get you? You know what I'm saying? What the reason where would they be out there to get you? Could it be that you just have some infection that you need to learn something? You're not equipped for what you doing at your job. You know what I'm saying? You don't feel comfortable. So let's fix that part right there. You know what I'm saying? And that take a lot of anxiety away, man. So now I know I went long around the corner, and I'm sorry about my energy.
You was very necessary, but just to put a final pin into that, it adds on to the study that I mentioned at the beginning of the program. 6 out of 10 people. So that means 60%. If you see every 10 people in front of you, six of them feel sort of, 90% of exactly what Fletcher just gave example to, feeling like he felt going to those meetings like it's a setup. It ain't for real. It can't be, because we feel that way inside. It's not, see, you're not alone, friends tuning in. 6 out of 10 people feel just like that. And they struggle with that longer. You may be struggling with that right now. This is why World Premiere Word on the Street is here. This is a real something that need to be looked at, talked about, so that you would know, okay, maybe I'm in my own head. Maybe I'm in my way. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's me. So maybe it's you, friends. Maybe you're in your own way. And we're so glad you tuned in tonight to at least tap you on the shoulder and question yourself. Maybe it's those negative thoughts you've been pre-programmed to feed yourself from an early child. And you keep repeating those same negative thoughts over and over again. And you don't realize how it is affecting the way that you see life today. It's affecting how you behave on the job. It's affecting you in your relationship. It's affecting you in every walk of your life, and you don't even see it. You don't even realize it, which again, connect with somebody outside of yourself, a real solid, good friend that can help you see what you don't see, hear what you don't hear. Go ahead on, Vincent.
Yeah, I kind of want people in my corner in my life that's going to tell me what I need to hear, not necessarily what I want to hear. It's one thing I can say is when I talk to Keith, Keith's gonna shoot it straight from the hip. We don't always have to agree. We don't always agree. We'll come back. We'll pause, or we'll be like, no, wait a minute, or else we'll have some quiet moments or whatever. But we respect that. It just I've had enough people in my life that it's either two things are gonna happen. Either someone's gonna pull you up, or either someone's gonna pull you down. And I'm not in a position where I want to be pulled down anymore. And to be honest, the older I get, my patience is a little bit less than what it used to be.
Mine's a lot less.
It's like I'm not trying to curse, but it's like when people say I don't really give a
Yeah.
crap.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of where we've been at with this. But it's like I need people in my corner. That's one thing my mom told me. I don't know if it's my mom or someone. They said your opinion is valuable, but she says everyone doesn't want to hear your opinion.
Mhm.
So what I've had to start doing is when I start talking to people, and especially with my two teams and other people that I've actually managed, I've started to ask for their permission. Like, I heard what you said. Can I give a suggestion? But I need your permission first, right? Because when you get the permission, people are less likely to get defensive about it because now you've opened a door way of like, all right, I asked for this, I need to hear it, right? So it's everyone doesn't want to know my opinion because we all got them, and y'all know the old saying, Opinions are like what? Everybody has one, just some
Yeah,
bigger than the other. So
yeah, yeah. Go ahead on, Fletcher.
Well, I'm gonna give you mine. So I'm gonna tell you that right now. I, I'm gonna say that the reason why, like me and Vince, we talk, and me and Shornetta had. I'm gonna tell you the truth.
Yeah, Selena just said Pete always was a straight shooter.
I'm gonna shoot it straight. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you the truth. And now we gonna figure it out. But you know what I'm saying? We're gonna figure it out together, And because I want you to tell me the truth. Now after we decide and you want to fall out with me, and let's just say I'm gonna be a person that events to know and extraordinary. If I'm wrong, I'm gonna come and Selena know it. Mine's my ex. Hey, I was wrong. Damn, I ain't even see it like that. You know what I'm saying? My bad. You know what I'm saying? I tell my son, you can always apologize, but if they don't understand, we human. We're gonna make mistakes. But I'm doing it out of love. Like I tell you, I tell my kids that. Like, Dad, why you be getting so emotional? I say, I want you to hear my voice over everybody. You know what I'm saying? I want you to know I'm here. I'm gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? I'm that dude you gonna call and I'm coming. You know what I'm saying? And they
Yeah.
know I'm coming. Vince know it. If he call me, I'm coming. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, my son, I got it. Don't worry about it, bro. I got you. You know what I'm saying? So that's me, and I take pride in that. But I get the part, the more I talk on the internet, the more I talk on social media, you know what I'm saying? And then I get off my opinions. I feel the thing that I'm giving is very valuable. I don't want to waste my time and my voice anymore. You know what I'm saying? I want to give you something that I done researched because I'm not just speaking out. I'm not gonna get on here and do
That's
something that I'm not living. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna get on here and say because I didn't want to be on here in the first place, but the Most High seen something else. But I'm not gonna get on here and say something that I'm not living. Now, when I say it, we have the choice. Once I put it out there, let's talk about it. You see what I'm saying? Let's get some understanding. You know what I'm saying? I need some understanding. You need to understand. That's how we both get better. The Most High is a double-edged sword. He can work on both of us. You know what I'm saying? And as Vince said, me and them had some tough conversations. You know what I'm saying? So, and we, at the end of the day, we men, we sit back and say, hey, I thought about what you said, bro. I see what you mean. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Like I said, he thought about it. That's all I respect that. We have some understanding. Let's get some reason and sit back. And sometimes I might come back. I don't agree with that one, bro. We just call it what it is and do what you do. You know what I'm saying? And both of us respect that. And I respect who he is and like extraordinary. I respect who, yeah. We all three are different men. We got different ways of doing things, but respect goes a long way. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is with me. Respect.
You know what else I learned, gentlemen, before we get off this air, what I've learned sometimes, Fletcher and Vincent, is that sometimes it would take it may take you. I'm just, to have that hard conversation to help someone else open up.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to kind of like just spill the blood about yourself, whatever it is you're going through, and it would open someone else up to say their truth, what really going on with them, you know. And I said that because I found even in my celebration, reuniting with with the Cappers, that everything was just wonderful and wonderful and wonderful. And it was a group of us setting off to the side. And I started telling them about the challenges I had during my divorce. And man, when I unscrewed that jar, Fletcher,
Mm.
Vincent, man, it seemed like I helped other brothers to unzip themselves and empty themselves. And like Fletcher reminded me, things I thought I was going through and catching hell. What did you say, bro? Mama Linda would always tell you, boy, you think you got
You think you got problems, you ain't got none. Boy, somebody wish they'd give you a problem. Say you can have them. You know what I'm saying? You be trying to give them back. No, nah, you can have them. They ain't trying to fight. You think you got some,
yeah.
but you ain't
And
got no
and
problem, boy.
that's exactly what it was like, man. So sometimes what I'm saying, we have to sometime say our truth, what really going on with us, to help other people open up and say what's really going on with them.
Yeah.
Anybody want to add to that?
Yeah, I agree with you saying, man, on that part right there. We can help so many people, like saying, to open up to tell our story. Again, we telling the story. and I'm stirring up testimony. Like I heard somebody say, your test is your testimony. You know what I'm saying? Something that you went through. I said all the time on my show with my kids, I'm going to tell you where the landmine's at. I'm going to tell you, hey, don't go that way. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to go that way. You ain't got to. I'm telling you, you know what I'm saying? You're going to lose a leg, Then you might not lose nothing, but you might get a scar that won't heal. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to prevent you from getting that scar because I got it and it ain't healing. You know what I'm saying? So you might not want to do that, brother. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Humble yourself. That's it. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be that part. And again, it takes time again to know yourself, to know what you trying to be, where you trying to go, and you got to humble yourself. My thing is, and I think in my community, we have trust issues. I had them. You know what I'm saying? I had them, but when I start believing nobody, whatever the Most High got for me, no one can stop it. See, I had to believe that, not just say it. I had to believe it, and I had to start living it. You know what I'm saying? I had to start believing, hey, no one can stop me. This is for me. What's for me is for me. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Hey, and along the way, me trying to get where I is, I'm going to meet some people. They're going to say, hey, man, you might not want to go that way. You might want to take a left instead of right. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. And I got to humble myself and sooner or later, I start recognizing who I can trust and who I can't. And again, that's an issue with me. Now I start saying, I know who I can. I know the language. I understand it. I understand me, and which understand other people. So that's why I said, when we talk about this personal development, it's a daily. Me and Jordan say it's a daily checking on you, looking in that mirror with you, not nobody else. You brother, you sister, you.
That's another show because that's 110%. It's daily checking on yourself, and examining yourself, checking your thoughts, checking the words you say, doing a total examination of yourself daily throughout the day. But go on, Vincent, man, before we just hog it up, man, before we get out of here.
No, I just say, try to surround yourself with like-minded people that have the same goals that you have. Again, it's okay to be different. It's hard to like I can learn from like-minded people like me, but I also want to be around some people that's different in a sense because there's only so much that I know, right? So I have to surround myself, and I got to get out of my shell, and I have to stop worrying about what other people may feel. 85% of the stuff that we say might happen or those if situations never happen. And I think those are the things that hold us back. But find you a good community of people. Focus more on the quality of people rather than the quantity of people.
That's well said.
Yeah,
And hey, Fletcher, Vincent, I got a great idea. Why don't y'all subscribe to world premiere Word on the Streets?
I'm already subscribed, brother.
Hey, everybody.
Subscribe. That's it. World premiere Word on the Streets. Every Thursday.
Hit that like button.
Every Thursday at 7:30 p.m.
There you go. There you go.
That's
Folks, we enjoyed being with you all. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for being there. Thank you, Selena. Thank you, Ladiana. Thank you, everybody who checked us out and been riding with us. Friends, make sure you join us on next Thursday. We will be here live, 7:30 Central Standard Time. Thank y'all, and good night. See you again.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
And that wraps up another powerful episode of world premiere Word on the Streets. We're live every Thursday evening at 7:30 Central Standard Time, and we'd love to have you join us again. So take a moment to subscribe, tap that like button, and become part of this growing community. Until next time, guard your thoughts, speak only what you truly want to experience, and stay laser focused on what matters. Your words shape your world, and your mindset fuels your mission. We'll see you again, same time, same place, right here on world premiere Word on the Streets, where truth meets transformation. Stay strong, stay grounded, and as always, stay true.